So just the other day, an interesting topic was being discussed in my Discord server. Which cards did Konami really let the collector down on in terms of release? From super iconic cards that were released in a very poor way or very easy to acquire way, or anime cards that didn't even get a high rarity at all. So I looked back at my collection and put together a list of 10 cards that I really feel Konami dropped the ball on. Without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so the first card on this list is not really a dropped ball because again, it's a pretty iconic card, but I feel like there was a much better choice that they could have slotted in here. And that is DDS-003 Exodia head. This card, in my opinion, does not belong in this. This is the only prismatic secret rare Exodia piece. The arms and the legs don't exist. So to me, I don't understand why they would put that. There was a very easy and obvious choice, which is Red Eyes Black Dragon. However, if they don't want to do that, they could have easily chosen the Dark Magician Girl in that slot. These two choices would have made a much better promo release instead of the Exodia head. And in my opinion, if they dared to include the Dark Magician Girl or the Red Eyes in this trio, my goodness, just how expensive the 3 cards would have been altogether, because then you would have had the real trifecta. In my opinion, the DDS Exodia head was a very bad choice, and it's actually reflected in the collector market because the other two eclipse it by far in terms of price. So the next category that I want to talk about are cards that received a high rarity, like they definitely got a lot of respect under their name. However, all the other cards in that archetype umbrella received another type of rarity, and it's a much higher one and much more favored one for that era. I'm talking about Red Dragon Archfiend and Livestream Dragon. Both of these cards are 5D's Siren Dragons, okay? They are part of the 5. However, only 3 of them got ghost rares, and these 2 ended up with only ultimate rares as their high rarity. This to me makes no sense. In my opinion, I think that they should have definitely been cover cards, and they definitely should have been ghost rares. I understand that Power Tool is more iconic than Livestream. However, Livestream is the actual Siren Dragon, and then for Red Dragon Archfiend, it makes no sense why it was capped as ultimate rare. It definitely deserved the ghost rare slot, and in my opinion, I think it would have been a much better choice than Red Dragon Archfiend Assault Mode, for example. The next category that I want to talk about contains 3 cards where I feel like they could have done a much better job with the release so that it becomes a little bit more collectible. They made the rarity look great, and I totally appreciate that. However, they definitely dropped the ball in making the card have any sort of chase. The 3 cards I want to talk about are Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon Secret Rare from Jump. The second one is Magician of Black Chaos from Premium Pack 2. And then the third, and certainly not least, is Elemental Hero Neos. These 3 cards deserved so much better. Could you imagine if Elemental Hero Neos came as an ultimate rare in the original Elemental Hero sets? I mean, for goodness sake, King's Knight, Queen's Knight, and Jack's Knight got ultimate rares. How could Elemental Hero Neos be capped at common and then a secret rare promo? To be honest with you, I think they could have done a much better job with all of the Elemental Hero vanillas. All of them but the Neos waited until Elemental Hero Collection 1 and 2 to get a high rarity and like some sort of chase, but even then they were still promos. I feel like if they made those, ultras or secrets in the original GX sets, if they dared make them ultimate rares, oh my goodness, I feel like they would have been like through the roof, and it definitely would have completed the ultimate rare set, right? Because like GX was all about alties and fusion cards, and I feel like if they had like the vanillas as alties as well, I think it would have done a much better job complementing the collector side of things. And then don't get me started on Magician of Black Chaos. Man, this card is the best artwork in the game. I really think it's number 1. I don't know if anything even comes close to it. It is super gothic. This card just looks so badass, and the way that he has his hands crossed coming down, like, oh man, like this card is just so cool. And in my opinion, I think they did a bad job with the release. They really did a disservice on this card. If this was like the secret rare for Magician's Force, for example, instead of Diffusion Wave Motion, if that was the secret rare for the retail side, my goodness, man, this card would be at least $10,000 in PSA 10. In my opinion, I really think it would have matched Dark Magician Girl in price. This card is super iconic. It is gorgeous in the artwork. And it's a ritual card. You know, ritual cards have this special place in a lot of collectors' hearts, including mine, and I definitely understand why. I think that they did a bad job on this one. I feel like they could have done much better. And then Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. This one is decently rare. It's definitely the rarest out of the other two, but it was released in a Shonen Jump magazine. In my opinion, for example, you could have slotted this in Legend of Blue Eyes, for example. You know, you could have had two fusions, Blue Eyes Ultimate as the 000 and then Guy the Dragon Champion as 125. Taking how badass that is, especially because LOB is known to have such garbage fusions randomly slotted in there, right? So in my opinion, I think it would have been a perfect fit in Legend of Blue Eyes. Next up is two cards that were done so dirty. The first one is Armed Dragon level 3. Now listen, okay? Armed Dragon level 7 got an ultimate rare. Level 5 got an ultimate rare. Stupid basic insect got an ultimate rare. How can Armed Dragon level 3 not get one? It doesn't even have an ultra rare. It doesn't have a super rare. It has nothing. It's just a common from Soul the Duelist. This card was done so dirty in my opinion. It definitely would have looked fantastic as an ultimate rare. They could have done a much better job with that release. I mean, they did fix the issue, for example, with Horus level 4. If you don't know what I'm talking about, on the Japanese side, they didn't even have an ultimate rare Horus level 4. So on the TCG side, they definitely did a good job there, but they didn't do a perfect job because they made Armed Dragon level 3 a common card when every other level card got an ultimate rare. So to me, I think that this card was done so dirty and it definitely belongs on this list. And while we're at level cards, how dare they not make Silent Swordsman level 7 an ultimate rare? How could they toss it in as an ultra rare promo when every other swordsman card was an ultimate rare? Man, it boggles my mind. How could they ruin these collector sets, man? Like, could you imagine the 3 Silent Swordsmen and then the 3 Mystic Swordsmen? Oh man, that would have been such a badass set. I can't even think about just how amazing that would have looked in the binder. And then the second card was, I get why they did it in terms of playability sense. However, I don't understand why they would make it only a common. And the card I'm talking about is Chaos Sorcerer. Listen, I get it. You want to make the Blackluster Soldier boss monster effect available to the public without it being like an ultra rare. But you could have definitely made it a super rare. I mean, god damn, this is literally the boss monster for anybody that can't afford Blackluster Soldier, and yet you make it a common card. I feel like they could have done a better job with this one. This one was done very dirty, being just a regular common, not even short print, not nothing. Like, I don't get it, man. This card definitely deserved the super rare slot at least, if not ultra rare. So that's that category. Let's move on to the next one, which is iconic cards that were released in starter decks. No, scratch that. Super iconic cards that were released in starter decks that were vastly overprinted. I'm sure you guys know what cards I'm talking about for one of them, but the second one I feel like it's worth highlighting as well. Let's start with that one, which is Junk Warrior. Junk Warrior, in my opinion, definitely deserved a slot in Duelist Genesis. I mean, this is the second most iconic card that Yusei uses. Some people would argue that it's almost on the same level as Stardust Dragon. How could they just make it a starter deck card? This was done so dirty, man. Junk Warrior definitely deserved a better slot. It at least deserved an ultimate rare. I don't know, man. Like, Junk Warrior definitely deserved better. It is a damn shame that one of the most iconic 5Ds cards did not get any high rarity other than the starter deck. And this one goes in the history books as just another failed release by Konami and not capitalizing on anime fandom. Junk Warrior is one story, alright? Some people can argue that Junk Warrior doesn't have that great of an artwork. But this one, what are they thinking? Blackluster Soldier is the card that I'm talking about. I'm sure you guys guessed it. This card is so loved on the Japanese side. It was given an ultimate rare, literally a metal card, 1 of 1. I mean, I don't understand what Konami was thinking by making this a starter deck card. They failed so hard on this. I feel like this card could have easily been a secret rare in one of the original sets. They could have easily taken out Invader of Darkness, for example, and slotted in Blackluster Soldier as a secret rare in that set. In my opinion, this is one of those cards that did not get the justice that it deserved. It will go down in history as one of the few most iconic Duel Monsters cards that never got any chase. In my opinion, this is one of those $5,000 plus cards if it was placed as a secret rare in the original sets. Easy $5,000. The artwork is absolutely fantastic. It is so badass in terms of just pose and style. It has so much Kazuki Takahashi art style embedded in it. It has everything going for it, and it was a prize card, and Konami on the TCG side decided to put it as an ultra rare in the decks. What were they thinking? That's pretty much it. Wait. There's one card that's on everybody's mind where people were truly flabbergasted at what Konami was thinking with this release. Not only do they hold out on using this card as this rarity, but they literally show it on the packaging only to open it up and realize that this artwork is not used. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about, and that is the Blue Eyes from Booster Pack 10 or BPT. Whether you like 003 or 009, I'm sure we can all agree that this card in the starter deck Kaiba artwork deserved a secret rare rarity. I just don't get it, man. This card would look absolutely gorgeous. I'm pretty sure it's the main reason why people love DDS so much is because we didn't get a secret rare rarity, and I'm pretty sure it's why the Dark Magician doesn't hold as much value as the DDS Blue Eyes, and that's because DDS Dark Magician got a secret rare in BPT 001, but the Blue Eyes for some reason didn't. So not only do they show us the SDKR on the tin, I'm pretty sure every kid in 2003 went to their Toys R Us, tried to get this tin, they open it up, and they only realize that it's another secret rare reprint of the same card we got last year. What is Konami thinking in this one? I'm just thinking about what could have been. I'm sure everybody in the comments will agree with me when I say if BPT 003 or 009 was SDK artwork in secret rare, it would be at least $3,000. Sometimes I'm really scratching my head at these decisions. It's like Konami TCG just has no foresight as to what is collectible. What do people like? Oh my god, man. But that's pretty much my thoughts / rant on what I feel like Konami really let us down on. But I want to know your thoughts. Do you agree with my list, or do you think I missed something that should have been on here? I would love to know your perspective. Comment down below, let me know. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button or subscribe if you want to see more collector based content. If you want to support the channel further, I have a Patreon, and you can always use the links in the description to shop. You can pick yourself up your own Gardner binder that I make myself. They're extremely high quality and they're very collector certified. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed and I hope you learned something. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.